Alright folks, it is time to start learning how to make some space treats for the holidays that are coming up using broccoli. So on today's episode of the series, I'm going to teach you how to decarboxylate your broccoli so that we can remove that force field. This is Mr. Riley. He's my little buddy. He can't have this kind of broccoli. He can have this kind of broccoli. Anywho's, so this is going to be the first step for any of your baking, food, or whatever creations with broccoli. Now, to keep the smell down, because if in your households like mine, wifey does not like the smell of broccoli. So I use a jar for my decarboxylation process. Alright, so first step is to grind up your broccoli, right? Put it in your jar, put the lid on. I then take and put it on its side so I can get maximum exposure for the broccoli that's inside. Stick it in the oven at 235 degrees for 30 minutes. This Fahrenheit, by the way. Now, depending on your potency of your broccoli, it's going to come in somewhere between probably 18 to 30 some percent. With 1 ounce of broccoli to 1 pound of butter, you're going to be looking at between 30 and 50 of those hippie calories per tablespoon. So it might not be rocket science, but it will get you to space. Now, this recipe is easy to follow and found in both the original and the masterpiece editions of my cookbook. Page 60 in the original cookbook, pages 49 and 50 in the new cookbook. Alright, so this next step is easy, it just takes a while. So after you have gotten rid of that pesky force field on your broccoli, so we can get to the ooey gooey bits inside we like, it's time to take your jar out of the oven. Now, it's going to be hot. Go ahead and fill you a pan with hot water. Use something decent size, like this here, because we're going to be cooking this for 3 hours. Now, I'm wanting to make a candle for the holidays. Something you can light, put on the middle of the table. Folks can go up with their biscuits, bread, or whatever, and go ahead and just dip her in or spread it on their bread. So, I want to make this sweet. I want to make it tasty. I also want to give it some anti-anxiety properties. So, I've got lavender. The flower petal, you can get consumption-grade lavender at your local health food stores. I'm going to put about 1/4 ounce into my jar with my pound of butter. Now, I've got 1/2 pound of Texas Roadhouse honey and cinnamon butter. That's going in there along with 1/2 pound of just regular old butter. We'll stick it in the pan with the water, turn the heat to about medium, and we're going to let it sit there for about 3 hours. See, a lot of folks don't know that lavender can be utilized like this. It has a terpene in it called linalool. Linalool is very calming, very anti-anxiety, so it's great when you're taking something to a family gathering like this, and, you know, Granny for the first time decides she wants to go to space, she ain't gonna be scared. Now, after your concoction has set in its little boiler system there for about 3 hours, you're ready to go. Let it cool off a little bit and strain it. Now you got some seriously spicy butter. Do all kinds of things with it. If you don't want it to be sweet, skip, you know, the Roadhouse butter and the lavender. But if you're okay with sweet, you're going to be adding this to desserts and what have you. This is the perfect way to make some space traveling butter that's also going to have a nice calming effect. Anywho's, folks, if and you're not following me, you should be. Tomorrow I'm going to show you how to take this buttery goodness here and turn it into a candle. It's going to be the centerpiece of the holidays, I promise you. It's wonderful. Now, if and you're interested in getting the original copy or the masterpiece edition of my cookbooks that teach you how to do all kinds of wonderful things with broccoli, just click the link. Much love all.